You're listening to Internationally Unfiltered, the podcast where nothing is off limits and everything is unfiltered. Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome back.
So today we kind of wanted to take a different route, switch it up from all the deep stuff we've been getting into. Let's talk about Twitter and our friendships through Twitter.
Dun, dun, dun.
Since that's something we can all relate to. So obviously, if you're listening, you probably know us through Twitter, which is how we all met, if you guys heard the first episode. So when did you guys all start Twitter? I think I started, it was like February 2018, I officially started my fan account. What about you guys?
Check. Hold on. I'm gonna
I don't have a fan account per se. I just have a normal account, and
Same.
It says I joined on May 2009.
I joined October of 2018.
Nice.
I don't have a fan account though. Mine it's just a regular account, but love is love there.
I joined in 2011, but I haven't used my Twitter for I don't know, till last year. That's when I joined the fandom.
It's weird because I've made so many Twitter accounts before, and I deleted them all because I wouldn't get past 3 followers.
I was gonna say I think I currently have 4 accounts, but I did make a personal one when I was in college, so back in 2010, and that was right when Twitter first came out, and it was just the best thing ever. And then all of my friends stopped using it, so then I created this whole new account.
I never used mine until I joined the fandom, and then I saw that everyone's tweeting, and I just kept scrolling, and then I was like, well, we'll just start tweeting, and here I am now.
Yeah, I feel like I made this account because I felt bad that those who did follow me on the other account just saw me basically tweeting about, the YouTubers I watch, or, tweeting at celebrities all the time. I'm like, let me just create a whole new one for this. And then here we are.
I didn't even expect to get this far with my Twitter account because I always end up not using it after some time. And I was like, you know what? I need to make this one stick. I need to make this one account stick, and it stuck. That's pretty cool.
Why did you guys join Twitter? I kind of already said why I did.
Well, I definitely did for basically the twins, because I don't really watch anyone else on YouTube.
I did it just for shits and giggles, because the thing is, I've gotten so used to always back then using Instagram and Facebook, and I was like, damn, all these good ass memes, they're all coming from somewhere. Where are they coming from? And then I realized it was coming from Twitter, and I was like, I gotta make the Twitter, and here we are.
Twitter has the best memes, I swear.
I know, and the best captions.
Pretty much the same thing as Madison. I joined when the Whispered app was basically created, and everybody was hyping it up, and everybody was using it, and then it just died. Moved on to the next app, and I stopped using it, and then just came back when YouTube hype was also rising, and I saw everybody talking about my favorite YouTubers or the beauty community, etc., etc. So yeah,
some good ass times though.
I feel like it's just a really cool spot because you can actually kind of talk to, celebrities or people in the public eye on Twitter, versus Instagram is just pictures, but Twitter you can actually kind of get to know somebody and have words with somebody, which is really cool.
And it's also quite free. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
I'm kind of
definitely.
I'm just saying whatever I think, but for Instagram, I literally have to think that, should I post this, or should I edit this photo or whatever. But on Twitter, I never do. I just do it.
There was a meme I saw, a horse, where it's the horse is all crazy, and then the other picture is the horse is all looking all fierce, and it's Twitter versus Instagram or Facebook, and I was like, that is so true, because I feel most of my crackhead energy is on Twitter rather than any other app.
Same.
Oh my god.
And that's the thing, is you can kind of just be yourself. If you're the type of person that wants to crack jokes, people that like that type of thing will just follow you, and you get to meet people through that. So it's kind of like a little journal, but those that think the same way are going to end up being your friends or mutuals or whatever.
Yeah.
And just like this podcast, Twitter is unfiltered. Oh my god.
Unfiltered.
Oh,
It's so amazing.
Filter to the point that there's no edit button.
Right, they even make an edit button. At Twitter, if you're listening, or whoever runs Twitter, can you please make a damn edit button? That's all we're asking for. A damn edit.
I'm telling you, the typos I made, I always make them on my tweets. It's actually ridiculous.
And it's
so
like
bad.
You can have a serious tweet, and it's like you're like, oh man, this one's gonna speak to the people, and you see one typo, you're like, fuck, like that's it, like that momentum is gone.
Yes, and when you notice it, it's too late, and now everyone knows you're a dumb
or if
fuck.
not, people make you feel like an asshole, and they'll be like, oh, you probably meant this, and you're like, yes, don't fucking point it out. I already know I fucked up. Oh my god.
I know.
So guys,
what's your best experience on Twitter?
For me, it's not even cheesy. I love it because it was like the greatest moment ever for me. It was when I first got my first like from Ethan. And those who are wondering, Ethan who? Ethan Dolan. I couldn't sleep that entire night. I was like, oh my god. But then again, it's like I was barely just starting out at that time, so it's like for that to happen, it was so cool. And I was like, he saw my fucking face. It was very cool.
I think pretty much same. That first like from Ethan, when Ethan followed back, and I also one of my old school YouTube followings is Tati Westbrook. I'm a really big fan of her. I know there's something going on today. It exploded, whatever. I'm not gonna bring that into the table. I do adore watching Tati's videos, and I DM'd her once and she responded back, and that was like a really big thing. She was so sweet and so kind.
Oh my god.
So that was like something really big. And also the great friendships I created in the Spirit app. I think that is the most special and heartwarming thing I can take from this app.
You're gonna make me cry, and we're barely into the freaking podcast.
What about you, Maddie?
Well, definitely first of all, like the friendships, the mutuals I've made, meeting all of you guys. I mean, starting this podcast because of it, like just like having somewhere to go to be myself completely, like unjudged. Like it's been like one of the best outlets for me. So that's, I mean, honestly, the best part. As far as, my, favorites, getting noticed by them, I mean, that's always just like a plus. It makes you feel so good. I would say my best or my favorite notice was the other day by Grayson Dolan. I just posted like this random selfie of me, like unfiltered, unedited. Didn't even tag anybody. I was just kind of just being raw and just real. And they both follow me, which I'm so, lucky and blessed to have that. But I guess I was just on his timeline and he decided to like it, and that
why he did it?
Made my day.
You know why he did it?
Because he's a good human.
That, and also because he just looked amazing that day.
Very true.
Well, you know why I posted that picture, you guys? It was because of this podcast. Like, it was like giving me inspiration.
Wasn't it a little after our self-love episode?
Yeah, it was. And what's really cool is I saw multiple people posting pictures unedited, unfiltered after that, which was just like the coolest thing.
I love that.
So
that's how it should be.
Yeah, that was definitely the best for me.
My favorite or best experience was, so I only just joined the fandom, and I posted my first ever Tuesday selfie, and Grayson liked it, and he started following me. Like literally, it was my first Tuesday selfie, so it gave me such a boost.
He definitely thought, oh, she's hot. Like, come on now, let's be real. He definitely thought
the taste jumped out.
Vilma.
What?
But
what did I do? It's the truth. Hello.
But the best test was I posted a random. So it was Kid Cudi's new song. It came out, and I just posted a screenshot of me listening and tagging him, saying like, "Oh my god, it's so good," and he liked it. And if someone knows me, knows that how much Cudi means to me, and he's basically my childhood, and
Oh my God.
he helped me through basically so many things. And that day, I literally cried. So not even like, but it was
That's so
amazing.
special.
Like people
Isn't
outside
that
of
so
Twitter,
crazy?
people outside of Twitter, they'll always think like, oh my God, like it's not a big deal. And it's like, listen, when you're this passionate about someone like in that way, like artistically or whatever, it's a huge deal for you. Because I'm like, you know how much they impacted our lives. So it's like, yeah, to you it's like cheesy, but to me it's like, oh my God, like this is like, fuck, you know?
I know.
It's so special.
Yeah.
But
I was gonna say, like, isn't it crazy just like one little tap of a button from somebody you really are like passionate or like, you know, support can just make your whole day. Like, oh,
It takes them literally not even a second, but for us it means so much, and they don't even know.
But you know something? Just like how there's good experiences, there's also bad experiences. And you know,
one
thankfully
second. I can hear a turkey. Can you guys hear it?
I mean, thankfully for me, I never had a bad experience. But like, you know, I do have a pet turkey outside. Madison, you know, just are you
Give her
Okay.
a chance to explain herself. I think she already did, but
So-
go ahead.
I like joke about this now. It's obviously not even that big of a deal, but at the time, okay, let me just tell the whole story start to finish. So my Twitter account at Ethan's Pig, if you want to follow me, just kidding. I post like really sarcastic, funny tweets usually, and everything I post when it comes to the twins is out of love because I love the fuck out of them. But there's this one picture of Grayson doing a workout where he's like hanging upside down. His back is like towards us. His feet are away from us. He looks like I saw the picture and I was like, okay, he looks like a turkey. He looks like a raw cooked turkey. So what did I do? I went and I Googled cooked turkey on Google Images, and I placed the images side by side and I tweeted it. Okay, it's not my fault that everyone thought it was funny because it fucking was. And he ended up. And he ended up seeing it and kind of went off on he has a podcast, I'm sure you guys know, went off on his podcast about it. He was like, don't fucking tag me that shit, I'm vegan. And I just lost it and was so upset, so like sad, and you know, never wanted to offend him, but looking back it's pretty funny.
It's funny. I think you just got
I have to give Madison therapy that day. Like, I'm not even joking.
Okay.
I was giving Madison therapy.
I
remember
all
that.
day.
I remember seeing that tweet. I was laughing my ass off because it was so accurate and so funny. And then I was listening to the podcast and hearing him mentioning it, and he was so fired. He was like, "I'm vegan," and like, Jesus, like.
Well, you know, the funniest part is I woke up and, you know, every Tuesday when like the podcast comes out, I like check Twitter just to see like what people are saying about it. And people had tweeted me like, oh my God, Grayson mentioned one of your tweets. And I was so fucking hyped. I was like, no fucking way. Like Grayson mentioned one of my tweets. And so like going through, so happy, like listening through the whole fucking podcast, and it's at the very end and I hear it and my heart just like sinks out of my ass and I just start crying because I feel like the biggest asshole in the whole world. But
you know, he doesn't see you that way though. You know he doesn't.
I know, and I apologize to him on every single social media platform that exists.
I even DM'd him. So.
I mean, I was honestly beside myself because I never, like, he's one of my favorite people in the world. And obviously it was a joke, and I'm sure he took it as a joke. I saw that he did open my apology on Snapchat the other week, so he's definitely seen my apology.
Oh God, this is just so funny.
Since then, he's like liked a selfie or two of mine, so I think we're good.
You're good.
Yeah, I think he forgave you.
Yeah, I definitely overreacted, but you know, what am I supposed to do?
No, I mean, you were so right to be upset. I would have been upset. So yeah.
I feel like sometimes,
Twitter.
like, even though you think it's a joke, you got to be really careful with what you say on
Yeah,
Twitter,
right.
especially towards someone that multiple people love. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I know.
When we mean good vibes, we ain't bad people. Come on. But
And if I offend you, I cry about it for at least 24 hours.
Yep.
so, what was your experience? You know, with like creating friendships online, like just your own point of view. Like, how was Like, how is it for you guys making friendships? Well, creating friendships, not making.
Well, for me, it was quite easy when I joined Twitter, because somehow I just clicked with a few people with a few bigger accounts and then retweeted and then a couple of DMs, and then I don't know, it was just so easy. I clicked with so many people in the fandom, and yeah, now I have people. I love everyone, but like I have people who I'm a bit closer with, and that's, I think, is just the most amazing thing.
You're just so lovable. That's what it is too.
Aww.
You're very lovable. You guys are all lovable. Come on.
We all are.
For me, I feel like creating friendships wasn't that hard, because I try to be funny and I try to be helpful, but like sometimes, at least with me, this happened. Like, you try to be friendly and try to make friends, and then the other person's just like, nah, we not with it. Like, like they'll just leave you hanging. They're like you could be like, oh my god, you look so pretty. They'll be like, thanks. Like, fuck is you mad dry for? Like, bitch.
Oh my god, I know.
Like, fuck, like, I'm being really nice. Like, let's be friends. And they're like, okay. And you follow them, and they follow you too for that 1 second, and then the next day completely unfollowed your ass. I'm like, okay.
Jeez,
fuck.
I know.
Like, all right.
I know they do
but
that.
outside of that, I mean, creating friendships has been really fun, and I'm really glad that with the amount of friends that I made on Twitter, like, they stick. And, you know, at this point, like, they're all family to me, like you guys.
Aww.
Yeah. I have to agree. I feel like from my experience, creating friendships online has been better than I thought it could be. Before I got into Twitter, I definitely didn't really make any friends online. Like, that's just not something I was used to, but I've made some of the best friends from Twitter. Obviously you four, there's so many other mutuals that I have, and I'm seeing, you know, you, Vilma, and Morgan in like 2 weeks, which is just like mind-blowing.
Next Friday.
Oh my god. I mean, it's just like unreal. Like, I'm definitely gonna see Keishla as soon as COVID is done, because that's my homegirl. We've been friends since like I first got on Twitter. Like, it's just like the coolest thing to be able to connect with somebody mentally before you meet them physically. I don't know. It's honestly better than I ever thought it could be.
Creating friendship online, I think Twitter has given me like the bestest friends ever, period. Like, I think I've created or connected more with people on Stan Twitter than in real life, and that's kind of freaky because this is people that I have never seen in person per se, but the way that we connect is so crazy to me. And I think it's really beautiful how, for example, the twins have made that possible, like by their videos or now their podcasts. They're uniting so many people and creating these kind of friendships and these connections that are so genuine, unique, and powerful, that I think that's really special.
And it's so cool how we're all over the world, and yet we're right here. We're like one.
Yeah.
Like we're literally right here with each other. We're just not here like physically, but it's the same thing to me, you know?
So
I mean, I honestly talk to you guys more than a lot of people I know in real life. So like,
same.
I
honestly.
totally agree with.
I talk to you guys every day, and I don't talk to my friends in real life every day. Like,
I hate the term in real life, and I always use
I
it, but like
know.
there's no other way to say it.
I know, but like, I mean,
But it
like,
makes
not
sense,
in real
though.
life, because you guys in real life too.
Right.
But you know something, like, with all the great things Twitter has to offer and all the great moments and all that, there's always going to be drama and unnecessary bullshit. And
Yep.
that's the one thing I feel like people need to understand, like, before getting on Twitter, or if they're on Twitter and they're starting out, there's going to be drama everywhere. Unnecessary drama, bullying, this whole stupid ass cancel culture. Like, it's ridiculous.
I hate cancel culture, and the first thing I had to learn when I joined Twitter to not to address some things. So some things are really better to left unsaid.
Yes.
And just don't say anything and don't bring attention, and it will go. But sometimes it's so hard.
It's so hard to not say something, but it's like sometimes you have to think, like, you know what, like, sometimes you just better just leave it unsaid, because by tomorrow it'll be gone and forgotten. But one thing I can't stand for is bullying. I can't stand it.
I think that the biggest lesson that cancel culture and drama brings is just that, especially now that we're a little bit wiser and more experienced, I think it's all about like taking a step back, taking a deep breath, analyzing the situation, and be an adult about it. Like if you want to express your opinion, express it respectfully and listen to the other person's point of view also, because there's two sides of a coin. So it's all about respect at the end of the day. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, to get respect,
a lot of people don't share that.
To get respect, you gotta give it. And it's like this wasn't that long ago. I saw someone literally bullying this poor girl. This girl like put an emoji, like she was like, I guess to her it was a funny tweet, and she posted like the emoji with like the crying face, like the laughing one, and a whole bunch of people were like, oh my god, you're such a local, who uses that? I'm like, it's a fucking emoji, let her.
I use that emoji.
I don't understand what's wrong with that emoji, but now every time I use it, I remember that tweet, and I'm like, are they gonna cancel me?
What I was gonna say is like the bullying and cancel culture thing, it doesn't solve anything. I think it's fine if you see something and you have your own opinion on it, and you can, have a mature conversation with somebody. Having different opinions is really beautiful. That's what makes us all different and unique, and I think that's really cool. But bullying someone for believing something that is not the same opinion as yours is just putting fire on a situation. That's never going to solve anything.
And it's unnecessary drama.
You know how like people fight for equality everywhere, and how to accept everyone for the differences we have, so the different sex, the different sexuality, different skin color. So why people don't accept each other's different opinion? Like that's the same thing. So why can you just respect each other? If you can't say anything nice, just don't say anything at all. That's all.
Right. That's all. The best thing I've learned to do with dealing with seeing that negativity is I'm selective about what I see on my timeline, and you guys have the ability to make, if there's a tweet that comes up and someone is just continually like just being very toxic, you have the right to unfollow them or mute them. It's your account. Surround yourself with positivity, and I've said this before, but protect your energy. Follow mutuals that are positive, that are uplifting. I see a lot of things on Twitter where it's like, oh, my timeline is so negative right now, and I'm like, well, you need to change your timeline. You need to find mutuals that are just going to lift you up and say positive things only, and that's why I love Twitter. So just try to stay away from
also
that.
And another, like chiming into that, it's like you can't be a hypocrite. You can't say like, oh, treat people with kindness and be positive, and then do the complete opposite. Like.
Right.
Yep.
You can't say one thing to do the complete opposite. Like it just doesn't make sense.
Another thing that I think personally, another unpopular opinion, I don't know whoever came up with this cancel culture thing. Like it's a thing right now, and I can't wait. And change comes from within, and it starts with us. Like, why can't we change this cancel culture into a respect culture? When did respect become unpopular or not cool? Like, when did this happen?
Like, honestly, this whole cancel culture thing is becoming so, how do I say it? Like, accessible to everyone. Like, someone can say, oh, I don't like the color blue. And a whole bunch of people are like, oh, well, you know what? You're canceled. This person, because they don't like blue. And blue is this. And it's just like, we got so much going on in the world, and you're worried about that. You're trying to cancel a person when there's so many people that, not to get like political, but like there's a lot of people that that's done wrong, and they're still out there, and that's what you're focusing on? Really? Okay, do you? But it's like,
exactly.
What can you do? But please don't bully anybody. Don't bring drama. Like a lot of people depend on Twitter to get away from the negativity outside in the real world. So it's like, let that be their safe haven. Don't bring nonsense into somebody's life like that.
So I got a quick question though.
Mm-hmm.
What is one piece of advice that you could give to somebody who's on Twitter, or somebody who wants to stay on Twitter? What is something you would tell them? What piece of advice would you give them?
Have thick skin, because It's a lot. It's like, Twitter's very nice and everything, but it can sometimes be very scary. And it's, have thick skin, and don't be afraid to like defend yourself, when needed.
Also, just don't take everything personally. Just because you see a tweet, don't assume it's a sub-tweet or it's about you. Because that's just going to make you anxious, and all the time you will just worry about things that may not even concern you. And also, I've seen people worrying about notices and likes and stuff, and I mean, if you learn how to be happy for someone else, then you'll be just as happy for a like or a notice.
Oh, I like that.
So,
Very
yeah.
true.
Exactly. What about you, Madison?
I would say, so my answer might be a little bit different. It is really hard to stay out of things that you see on Twitter that you don't agree with, but you do have to take a step back and ask yourself, is it worth getting into? So
That's a good one.
I think things through. I try to, at least, before I respond or say something. So I rarely get in the middle of drama unless it's something that I truly stand for and somebody is in the wrong. But for the most part, I do my best to kind of mind my own business and stay out of it. And like I said, protect my energy. I'm always there for people that come to me that, need help, need advice, just want to be friends. Like, that's why I'm on Twitter. I'm not really here to gas people up in the drama department or fill my mind with the negative, like, toxicity of the drama. So I try my best to stay out of that personally. That would be my answer.
That's a really good advice.
Yeah. I think what the piece of advice I would give everybody is, like, once you join Stan Twitter, specifically, people tend to like, oh, why are these big accounts? It's like everything, like people who join YouTube or beauty community or Instagram posts or influencer things, like they're focused on growing numbers and growing things. Like, don't focus on that. Don't get lost in a wave. Make your own wave. Be yourself. Be true to who you are. And the people who follow you for that are the people who are meant to be your friends. Like, focus on that. Don't focus on the things that don't really matter.
Exactly.
And be helpful too. Like, I've seen a lot of people where, like, they need help on Twitter and, like, they'll just ignore it or something. Like, dude, just be kind. That's all it is. Just be nice.
Yeah, if you're just getting started, my best piece of advice would just be to be yourself. And like Keishla just said, either people are going to like you for who you are or they're not going to vibe with you, but you want the people that like you for who you are to be the people that you interact with anyways. So don't try to be somebody you're not. Be yourself, and the rest will just follow.
And also, one thing that Beka was saying, like, about getting notices, it's like, it might not happen for you now, but trust and believe that your time and your moment's gonna come, and when it does, it's gonna be so far more worth it, because you know that you didn't try to, like, fuck someone over to get it. Like, you just, it's pure luck. And
Exactly.
that's all it is.
It's so many of us out there.
Like, it's so special. But in your opinion, what's one thing you like about Twitter, and then what's one thing that you don't like about Twitter? So it could be Twitter or Stan Twitter, anything along those lines.
Okay, so the thing I like the most is probably the great friendships. We already talked about this.
Yeah.
But definitely the great friendships that you create out of this. I had the pleasure of meeting Beka and Vilma later on in this Twitter Stan journey of mine. But the first person I ever made a friendship with was Madison, and it was always the most ridiculous tweet ever, which led to a DM, which led to sisterhood, because this girl is basically my sister. And from that to we're now sitting here recording once a week, and now I'm considering Beka and Vilma like this is a sisterhood of the podcast instead of the traveling pants.
Yeah, gonna make me fucking cry,
man. And like, I think that's the best thing that I like the most about this Bird app and Stan Twitter. The thing I don't like the most is like the moments of tension, which are really uncomfortable, and occasions need to be assessed, but that's the part that really like makes me cringe the most.
Yeah, for me, the what I like the most is that the hype. I mean, we hype each other up
The love.
so much.
Oh my God, yes.
And the amount of love. So like now I posted something very personal to me, and I was struggling with something, and then the amount of love I got from people is just unbelievable, and I'm so grateful for these moments. And yeah, that's just something I love about Twitter. What I don't like is obviously sometimes the tension, the hate. I don't really see negativity on my timeline because I follow amazing people and amazing people follow me too. But like sometimes I see people reacting and all that, and it's just a whole drama, and I don't really like that. But yeah, that's all about it.
I think for me, the one thing I love about Twitter, this is just like chiming in with what Keishla was saying and what Beka was saying. The friendships is really great, but outside of Stan Twitter, I love how much information I learn just on Twitter. Because, you know, in the beginning, like March, April, with the whole coronavirus, there's a lot of people that like do like natural remedies and stuff like that. I learned so much, you know, and like there's just a lot of things I picked up on just being on Twitter, like what herbs can help you or what's good for you for this and for that. So it's like I learned much more on Twitter than I do in like school or like, you know, going to like a professional. Like the world inside of that is incredible, but the one thing I don't like about Twitter sometimes is just, did you guys hear that? Did you guys hear that?
Kind of. Love it. Keep it in.
I'll leave it. It's funny. The one thing I don't like about Stan Twitter or Twitter itself is, you know, the negativity. Like I've seen a lot of people like be really harsh to each other, or, you know, they'll try to talk each other down, and it's just like, dude, for what? Like life is so short. So it's like my mom always says, like, if you're like, always look at each day like your last. And it's like, do you really want to spend your last day being an asshole to somebody, being rude to somebody? No, I don't think so. Those are my two things on Twitter.
I would say, I mean, similar to what you guys have already said, obviously the best thing is meeting so many of you guys on Twitter. I've just like, my friendship size has just like quadrupled. Like I have so many amazing friends now. And then kind of what Vilma was saying, you can get so much information so quickly, but you can also spread information so quickly. So like the things I saw with like the Black Lives Matter movement, like just everyone speaking up for what they believe in, trying to make a change. That's where like Twitter and social media is such a huge asset now. We can really like make a difference with our platforms, which is a really cool thing. Obviously with that comes, there's always going to be a downside. Somebody's always going to want to try to ruin it for others, and that's just life, and that's just something that we have to go through as a human. But like I said, there's good people out there, so just do your best to surround yourself with those good people. The ones that are spreading hate and negativity just kind of want attention. So they're probably not getting something that they need in their life. So just try to surround yourself with those that bring people up rather than put people down.
What is your like how do I put this? Like big accounts versus small accounts. Like what are your views on that? You know, and we've definitely had our own experiences when it comes to big accounts and small accounts. Like I considered like you guys big accounts. Because like y'all in the thousands, y'all like the celebrities or something. But like, what are your views on that? Or, like, just things have you seen on your timeline?
Well, I have strong opinion about this.
She said, "Hold the fuck up, bitch. This is my time. Here, it's my
hold
time.
my tea.
Hold my fucking earrings. Hold my poodle."
Okay, so first of all, followers don't define you. You can have 2 followers and be amazing, and have loads of followers and not be the nicest person. But I mean, it doesn't define you. And I see people worrying about the number of followers, and honestly, it doesn't matter.
But your follower count does not define your worth, and I truly stand by that, and I mean it with all of my heart. Personally, I started this account. I tweet things that I want to tweet. I tweet things that are on my mind, on my heart. I like to make jokes, and that's it. I love talking to, tweeting at Ethan and Grayson Dolan a lot, as you guys know. But like, I literally just started this account as like an outlet for me, and the followers just, are an amazing bonus. It's not something I'm striving for. It's not why I started Twitter. So I'll say it again. Like, it means nothing. Whether your account is big or small, if you need help with anything, if you need advice, my DMs are open. I respond to a lot of people in my DMs all the time because, like I said, I'm not too good to respond to a DM. And if you have a large account and you feel like you are, then that's a whole nother story.
I can definitely back up on what you just said, because the first time I reached out to Madison, she replied so quick, and within that second she followed and she liked and she kept the conversation. I was like, hello? Hi. Damn, am I first?
Well, I mean, if you're a good person, like, why would I not follow? You know what I mean? Like, if I like what I see, and obviously, Vilma, how could I not like what I see?
I know.
I was like, get out of here. I always see her. Yeah.
I know someone
You
was
guys
so
are wild.
happy. I followed them back and sent me a DM saying, thanks for the follow. And I'm like, you realize I'm a fan account and not the actual celebrity.
Yeah.
Like,
although it's cool when people do that, at the same time, I'm like, I ain't shit for y'all to be thanking me. Like,
It's very
I
sweet,
know.
but yeah.
I think it's very
I'm
sweet.
just a person.
I am just,
it's so sweet.
I'm just one goop. I'm just a goop.
I'm just a goop.
I'm just a blob.
Well, I don't consider myself a big account or small account. I'm just me. Just funny.
Period.
I don't know, I'm not even funny.
Said,
Me.
take
I'm
it or
just.
leave it.
But when it comes to this topic, I don't want to really. I'm gonna say quickly because I don't want to be starting drama or anything. I had an issue where somebody accused me of being friends with somebody because they were apparently a big account, and it really upset me to the point because they don't know the backstory of me and this person. So it's just all about the person. I don't think, like everybody in this podcast just said, numbers don't define a person. In fact, somebody could have a big following account and not be the greatest person ever versus a person who has maybe 2 followers and is the sweetest person to everybody and very respectful and very supportive and very kind and very hyping up, and it does not define who you are. So for me, this is like, that's why I said earlier, don't make it a priority. It's not something to make focus of. I mean, and to anybody who has a small account or a big account, just use your account for something positive. With Madison, my DMs are open to whoever wants to just talk or say anything, even if it's something really funny, or if you had something really sad happen to you that day. Like, they're open. Talk to me. I'm willing to listen.
At this point, I don't even care what account I am. Like, dude, we're friends. Like, if we follow each other, we're homies. Like, you need something, I got you. That's just how I see it. Like, I got you.
If we're gonna be Vilma's, like, DM her, get ready for a wild ride until laugh your life off.
I have to say something. Vilma on Twitter is not Vilma in real life.
Yup.
You are a calmed version of yourself, if I ever saw one.
Let me just let me explain.
It's
so
true.
sometimes, you know what they say, like, you gotta preserve the best parts for in person. And the thing is, it's like, I can't be spewing out all this crack shit I do on a regular on Twitter. People would think I have an issue, or I would have no friends. But it's like, I'm now little by little, like, I'll pull a little razzle dazzle of crack on the timeline, and then I'll reel it back in. You gotta leave people on their toes. That's how I like to measure it out. Like, one day yes, one day no. But Madison was definitely right. The person I am on Twitter, not the person I am on in person. Madison's the worst of it. next week.
I cannot wait.
What was your like? It's not only on Twitter, but all across social media. What was your cringiest moment?
I got one, but it wasn't on. It wasn't on Twitter.
I have the worst. The worst I have.
The one. Okay, it wasn't on Twitter. It was on Instagram. This was during a time where I recently just moved back to New York after a long drama. But I was on the phone arguing with somebody, and you know how sometimes like on Instagram, it slides and then it just puts you on live without even knowing, like when you butt dial or whatever. Mm-hmm. My phone went on live for an hour, and I was chewing somebody out. Wait, it gets even more fucked up. I was on live, and I think my phone, like, it was facing up on the bed, so you have this ugly ass angle of my of my chin, and I'm just yelling. My hair is a mess, and for some reason, like, I guess I was eating, so I had barbecue all over my hands and my face, and I'm arguing on the phone, and there was like 45 people like on the live, and they're like, "Vilma, are you okay?" When I hanged up the phone and I saw what happened, I was like, no, I left. Like, it was so bad. Up to this day, like, I still think about it. I'm like, God.
Oh my God. Okay, mine is same with the Instagram. So I recently started this sort of more workouts. It's not even a diet. It's just like working out a bit more. And anyway, I took a progress photo, but the trainer asked me to do it, and I was already on Instagram, so I just swiped to the left, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do the photo through Instagram. I'm a fucking idiot. Anyway, somehow, okay, I literally just, I'm in my knickers, I pulled down. I pulled down in my underwear, okay. I pulled down my trousers, pulled up my t-shirt. Okay, you can see everything. You can see everything. And I posted it on my story. And I didn't realize, okay, until someone replied to my story saying, "I love your tattoo." And I was like, what tattoo? Because it's on my side, so no one sees that tattoo of mine. And I was like, holy shit, it was out for 5 minutes and already like 200 people seen it. And I was like, holy Jesus.
Have you guys ever had a moment where like, you accidentally post like a I'm not gonna say a nude, but like a no picture by accident?
On your Snap story?
God, it's so embarrassing.
You see, I'm not that crazy. I mean, not that crazy. I'm that precautious.
Oh my God, it was so bad. Like, I'm never taking a photo.
We all have okay, I'm gonna admit it. We all have a naughty photo, a naughty folder on Snapchat that you can hide with a password. And one time that actually did happen to me. And really nobody saw it. I was like, oh my God. Oh, don't think I'm nasty. Everybody got one, please.
Oh boy. So bad.
For me, it was that I was, I told somebody that I wasn't gonna, that was very stupid of me. I told somebody that I was gonna stay home, and I forgot that I had this person on Snapchat, and I Snapchatted my whole party night on another place of the island. And next day was like, hey, how was the party last night? I was like, what are you talking about?
Yo, for all that, I'm getting my phone away.
Have you all sent a text to somebody who wasn't like meant to?
Yes.
Meant to send it?
It
happened to me today. Bye.
I accidentally sent a picture of my boobs to my mom once, and it was supposed to go to somebody else.
Oh dear God.
My mom was like, I'm not him, sweetheart. I was like, I know, I'm sorry.
Oh my
God. I was talking to this guy, and I wanted to end things, and I was texting my girlfriend about it and telling her why I didn't like him, and I sent it to him. And then I threw my phone. I yeeted my phone, crushed it into pieces.
Oh my God. Have you ever took a screenshot to be like, oh my God, he or she is so dumb, and
you send it to them?
Oh my God. Oh, really bad one was like, have you ever taken a screenshot of a conversation and then ended up back sending it to the person?
No.
I've done.
I have a joke with my friends. and I accidentally sent a text to my mom saying, considering being a stripper right now.
Oh my god. Well, I mean, like, this is an open secret for me. Like, my mom knows that it's plan B. If nothing works out, I'm going to take my clothes off for money.
Oh my god.
Okay. So let's hop into our Twitter question. Just a reminder, if you guys want to submit any topics or questions, you can DM them to us, any of our personal accounts, or IU the podcast on Twitter. Oh, and we also have an Instagram now, IU the podcast as well.
We do.
Okay, so this question is from Jackie at NanaGirl517, and her question is how to deal with negativity on social media. So I know we kind of already got into this a little bit, but does anybody want to kick it off?
I would say, one straight answer is going back to what I said, have thick skin, know when to fight, know when to pick your battles, and, surround yourself with, positive people, and just steer away from the negativity. It's not worth it sometimes.
Yeah, I said the same thing. Because some things are better left unsaid, and just sometimes you don't need to address things.
Exactly.
When they pick up on you. So just don't put wood on the fire when it's not necessary.
Right. Protect your energy.
Like I said before, just take a deep breath and pick your battles. Take a breath. Know when to separate yourself from the situation. It's okay to just not say anything and just leave it at that and just step away. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So know when to put your phone down. Take breaks from social media. Take breaks from Twitter, especially. It can be very toxic sometimes. So try to feel when your body and mind is telling you that you need a little bit of a break.
Make sure those chakras are aligned.
And
I think one last thing that I want to add up to what Madison said and to this question, I think most of us tend to forget, and we're just interacting with a computer or with a phone. We forget that is another human being on the other side of that other end. So please keep that in mind. That is another human being with emotions, with the soul and feelings, and just keep that in mind. You don't want. There's just
you don't know what the other person's going.
Ojo por ojo, diente por diente. And it's like eye for eye. So just be mindful of that.
Yeah. So I mean, you don't going through. Like some people just go on Twitter or they go on social media to let their demons out, and they don't. While they're lashing out their anger or whatever, they don't really understand completely what they're doing until it's too late. But even then, don't your person.
Don't ever let someone's opinion define your happiness. Ever.
Period.
They're not. If someone's going to talk shit about you or bring you down, they're not your friends. Period.
That's a good one too. Period. Poo.
We also need to shout out another special person.
Hold on, before we do that, Jackie, we love you and thank you so much for your support.
Thank you so much,
Jackie's one of my closest friends on Twitter, and
she's amazing.
She has been the biggest supporter.
She is so
supportive.
It doesn't matter what it is.
I just want her to know that she's a warrior, and I'm so proud of her because she's fighting everything and she's amazing.
Honestly, I could tell her hey, I found a grape, and she'll be like, yeah, you got that grape. It's the support she gives. It's the support she gives that honestly
I know,
it makes my day. And she's just,
I recently met her.
She's the best.
She's an angel.
She's so nice.
I love you, nanas.
I love you, Jackie.
And then before we wrap it up, there's someone else we want to give a special little shout out to. This person has been giving us so much love.
Yes.
She even posted a selfie for our podcast, which nobody has done before, I don't think.
Did.
So this is for Rebecca at Gucci Gray 1999. We love you.
We love you so much.
We love you,
Rebecca.
and
Everything.
I mean, Rebecca's are cool. Let's just say that. I mean, but you're the coolest.
We got your back always, girl. Whatever you need, we got you. And you know what's crazy? She's just like Jackie. The amount of support and the love and being so excited for each podcast episode. It's man, right now, I'm sending you so many hugs right now. I'm like hugging my microphone. So I hope you feel the hugs, girl.
We love you.
I hope I get to meet you so
Same.
bad to give you that real hug.
Yo, hold on. Can we
Thank
just
you,
talk about that
Madison.
selfie real quick? That was such a cute one. Yo,
She's adorable.
I couldn't get
And
over
she
it.
was very beautiful as well.
So sweet, so kind. See, that is my favorite part of Twitter. The kind people.
Yes.
Hype each other up. Don't bring each other down.
Yeah, love each other. Spread positivity.
Treat people with kindness, you know. We're all Ohana here. We're all family.
Respect goes both ways, lovelies.
Yes, to give respect, you gotta give it. But I think now it's time that we wrap up, ladies, and we get to our outside lives. It was fun while it lasted.
It was.
And we will see you on the next one.
And we'll see you on Twitter.
We'll see you on Twitter.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening. Bye.
Love you.
Bye. Bye.
So if you've reached the end of the podcast and you're now wondering what the fuck is going on, I'm going to tell you. So by the time that this podcast is uploaded, it'll be Friday, July 3rd. But yesterday, Thursday, July 2nd, was one of our fellow podcasters' birthday. And if you're wondering, oh my God, who? I'm going to tell you. It was Madison's birthday, and on behalf of myself and the girls here on Internationally Unfiltered, we just wanted to leave a little message for Madison as a little surprise and to tell her the wonderful things we feel about her and to wish her, again, a very happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Madison. I hope you're having a good day, and I just wanted to say that since I know you, my life became so much better because you are one of the kind of friend who is brightening everyone's day up and life up, and I just wanted you to know that I love you very much, and I hope that you are having an as amazing day as you are, and I hope that one day we can celebrate together. And now imagine that I'm hugging you. I love you, Madison.
Hey Madison, I just wanted to wish you a really good happy birthday. I wanted to also thank you for being the literal angel in my life ever since I met you. So I hope you have a day as wonderful and amazing as you are, and I hope you have a year filled with love, blessings, joy, and much happiness. Here's to many more, and I hope you have a really good one. I love you so, so, so much, Mommy.
Madison. What can I tell you that I have not told you before? I mean, you are a godsend. You are a true light. You are a blessing to many. But aside from that, you're also very supportive. You're very kind. You're so understanding. And it doesn't matter what time it is, you're always there for us. You're always there for anyone. And that's one of the many things I admire the most about you. I can't wait to freaking meet you next week. I'm just so excited to finally create so many endless memories with you, and you know, to really just have a great time despite of all the things that's happening right now in the world. I'm just so excited to finally meet you and to see you and again create so many memories. But yeah, girl, happy birthday. I mean, from now until forever, we're always going to celebrate you in your life because you deserve to be celebrated and loved. And yeah, girl, you deserve the entire world. I love you so much. And once again, happy birthday.